Hey, what's up, guys? This is Rohit here from the Gears Legacy. Welcome to my channel. Thank you to the people who have liked and subscribed to my channel on the previous videos. Now, today I just wanted to do a video on the Gears of War 4 Scout class. Now, this is a class that's very important if you're playing Horde. Basically, Scout's role is to just pick up the power. Once the enemies die, they leave a power behind, and Scout's supposed to pick up the power and deposit in the fabricator. So engineer can build fortifications. Yeah, pretty much. And this is a really good class, and because Scout gets extra health, extra speed, and things like that. So if the rest of the team is down, Scout can actually go and revive them. Now, to be a good scout, like you need a few skill cards that you have to have on him, regardless of what sort of difficulty you're playing. Uh, but I mainly focus on the higher difficulties, so therefore, this video I'm just going to tell you what works on insane and inconceivable difficulties. Now for the scout, I have seen a lot of people doing whatever they want, but like, and it's okay. I mean, it's a game you enjoy. If you're enjoying what you're doing, you just do that. But be mindful, like if you're playing a scout, just your primary role is to pick up power and deposit it. So do not forget that, because if you don't do that, the rest of the team will struggle to get 50 waves, and people quit out just because they have a bad scout or something. Same thing goes for the engineer as well. So now, look, without wasting any more of the time, I would like to show you the cards that I use, and I believe they are possibly the best cards because I haven't come across anything else that could beat this setup. I mean, there's a few things I'll talk about that as well. So let's start with the first card you need to have. The first card I'd be using is a deposit bonus. So what this card does is basically max out at level 6. It will give you plus 60% bonus on fabricated deposit. So now before we go into that, I just remember a very good point that I should let you guys know about. The scout, say if there is a last enemy alive, or if the scout is picking up power in the round while the enemies are alive, you get double the power that's sitting on the ground. So for example, see if there's 1,000 power on the ground, and there is still an enemy alive, and scout picks it up before the last enemy dies, he will get 2,000 power. And then if he deposits that power, he will get plus, if he has this card on deposit bonus, he will get 60% power on top of that 2,000. So it's actually quite good. Okay, so that's how it works. There's people arguing no, it doesn't work like that, but trust me, I have tried and tested. It works that way. So yeah, if anybody can prove differently, that'd be okay. I mean, I'm open for the evidence. Now, this one here is a really good card and a must-have. So you need this because to maximize your power pickup, and deposit. So the next one is the health boost. Scout without this card has a normal health like every other player, but you need this one since you're out there picking up power in the middle of the bullets flying, especially on the higher difficulties. Like you need this card on that gives you 120% extra health. So it's pretty straightforward. There's nothing more to it. You get 120% health on top of that, your normal health. So third one is the pickup distance. Now this one, people, what this one does is power pickup radius is increased by 600%. This is absolutely crazy. Like in the early days when the game came out, this card was broken. Like, on a dry dock, like if the scout's running underneath, it will pick up power on top of the bridge, which was ridiculous. They fixed that. So now it's just 600%, which is pretty good. I mean, because you can't, like, you're not going to have to touch every single stack of power out there. You're just going to run right next to it, and it's going to pick up the power. So that's what it does. I mean, some people don't use this card, but I like it because you don't want to waste too much time out there and trying to stay in the base and trying to get the power as quickly as possible. So you need this card. The next one is the speed boost, which is basically what it does is um, makes the scout run 40% faster if this card is maxed out. It's a pretty good card. Like you can, um, I think it's handy. It's really handy. Like if you're running this card, which is a dodge one, a dodge card. It's when you're roadie running. Basically, when you're running, you take 55% less damage while running. Remember that. If you just stand up and expect the card to work, it won't work. You have to be running. And the other thing I tried was running dodge card without the speed boost. It does not work that effectively because you don't have that much speed. You take a lot more damage, and then this card sort of becomes not that great on the higher level difficulties I'm talking about. People run, instead of the dodge, people run health regen, which I find it's not very effective because the enemies after wave 30 are very, very lethal, and they just your health does not regenerate that much faster. So the best thing to do is to avoid the bullets in the first place, and that's the best way to do it. And like I said, the scout's job is to just run and pick up the power as much as you can. So if you have these three cards, like, you don't need to stop. You just keep running, and then just do like the way I run the scout. I just do a loop every couple of times or 3 times in a wave. I just run the whole map, looking at where the sniper's position is and where he's shooting, and heavy where he's shooting. So you just run in the big piles of the power, and then you just collect and deposit, and that way you get your higher score as well. So look, these are the cards that I use. Now I have seen people using shotgun damage and all this other stuff like the rage and all of that. Like it doesn't work on the higher difficulties. I'll be honest with you. Like on the speed runs when I did in the early days, I used to use the energize, which is like when you pick up the power, it converts that power into the health. It's okay for a speed run like War Machine and stuff like that, because you're actually running right into while the enemies are alive and there's power there. But if there's no power there, it won't convert the health. So that's where your downside is. Now, in the maps like Rustlung and, like a Raven's Down, where there's too many obstacles, I would probably run like a health regen. But this is my very, very the least go-to thing after the dodge. I would still run dodge because I find it the very, very effective card. Um, I think that's all I have to say about the scout, guys. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their own playing style, but I would suggest if someone's doing a scout and you want to be the best scout, like, you just keep running, collect the power, deposit. You want to shoot stuff, grab a drop shot, and kill things. That's how I do it. And you can still come up on top. So, yeah, I mean, that's all there is. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching the video. And if you like the video, just hit like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate the support. You have a nice day. Thank you.